Happy day. I was going to name this video Just Face It, but I had to name it Child's Pose. In the workout today, I did 2 workouts, and in the last workout, it was more of a dynamic stretching workout. And there is a position where you get on your knees and you go back and you stretch your arms out, and it's called Child's Pose. Y'all, let me tell you, I lost it. I absolutely lost it. And the reason being was because I began to think about all of the things that I'm going through or that I've gone through in my adult life is filtered through that childhood. And a lot of us are walking around still in child's pose, and we are adults. And until you face that child's pose, you'll be able to go so far, and you'll be able to, I know some people are probably, you look at, are like the most successful people, or it looks like they're doing good. They have this, they have that. And you may think that their life is all peachy keen, but they're still tormented from their childhood. They're still tormented with things that happened in their childhood. And I'm not saying that it has to be, that you were, your mom was an alcoholic, your dad was a drug addict, or you were molested or raped or anything like that. It can be as simple as having a dysfunctional family. It can be as simple as your parents divorcing, and your mom or dad raised you as a single parent. It can be something as simple as that, which is not simple. But we filter everything through those traumatic experiences and encounters in our childhood. Now, the only reason I can speak on this, I'm not a licensed counselor or anything like that, but my experience and encounter is what qualifies me to be able to speak on this subject. And from going to counseling and things coming up that were submerged or suppressed in my mind, that are coming up now, that I have to deal with so I can be successful in my adult life. The thing is, human beings, we have learned just from living life and then just seeing the patterns of our parents or our aunts or grandparents or people that we admire. We know how to suppress. We know how to seem to forget, and we know how to mask. But until you fully deal with child's pose, you're going to be dysfunctional in your living. Now, the reason why I lost it, because I have a memory that has come up through counseling that we are working through right now. And my parents weren't perfect. They divorced when I was young, about 5 or 6. And my parents used to fight. And I remember, out of all of the fights, I remember one specifically, and it keeps coming up. And so when I look at that, I remember that is the reason why I first encountered I'm trying not to lose it. When I first encountered losing my voice, because I always felt like, well, my mama tell you she'll pop off in a minute. Let me tell you something, still to this day, pop off and clap back and cuss you out. to this day. And I felt like by her, seeing her speak up, that was the reason why that was the reason why the conflict was happening. And so going through my life, I didn't try to take up for myself. I didn't try to stand up for myself. Even going through school, going through childhood, going through middle school, going through high school, first marriage, and thank God, second marriage. Oh gosh, yes, not speaking up, not standing up. So when it came time to speak out, I wouldn't speak out. So I would use other ways to vent. Like I would self-harm. I would, self-mutilate, just because the emotions, I had to get the emotions out anyway. And it was like when people would get mad at me or talk about me, the first thing I would think would be that moment when my mom would speak her mind. Here comes the fighting. So I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to confront. I didn't do, even if I had to confront and I knew somebody was wrong, I wouldn't do it because I thought it would bring about physical harm, verbal abuse, that it would bring about conflict. So now I'm with my fast forward, I am seeing all of this stuff, connecting the dots. Thank God for my counselor. And we're working through it because people need me to deal with my child pose so that I can help bring them through, or people that have not even gotten to the point to where they need to deal with something. Those people are dependent on me. Those people are dependent on me to work through whatever I need to work through so that I can speak up and speak out and be able to help somebody else. And I have my children. I'm married. I have an office that I'm a business manager. Those people need for me not to be afraid to confront when there is an issue and just let it roll off my back like I'm used to doing. I have to be mature enough to be able to lead those people in my life that look to me for counsel, that look to me for help, that look to me for advice. So if there is something that keeps coming around and coming around and coming around, ask God to help you identify that place, that moment that is keeping you from moving forward or keeping you from going at it with all that you have, and deal with that child's pose. I guarantee you that it goes back to somewhere in your childhood. Don't leave this earth not dealing with your child's pose, because like I said, people are looking to you. People are dependent on you to help them through. So deal with your child pose. I really wanted to name it Just Face It, which that is exactly what we're talking about, but the child's pose is what I wanted to bring home. That traumatic event in your life that happened in your childhood, it can't harm you now. You see, you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, 60, 70. So you see that it didn't stop you. It didn't stop the years from turning. It didn't stop the calendar from turning, from year to year. So you will make it through. You will make it out. But what I want you to do is deal with it so that you can have an abundant life so that you can be the best you possible for God, for yourself, and for those that are looking to you, those that call you mom, those that call you dad, those that call you manager, those that call you pastor, those that look to you for help. Deal with your child's pose. Happy day.